Welcome and good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for attending our second BOMA Nevada virtual luncheon this year. And I want to just do some few housekeeping items to let everyone know that they have been welcomed into our session today in a listen-only mode. And so be sure to look at the Q&A function down at the bottom of your screen if you have questions, and we will save some time at the end of the program to be able to take your questions. Just wanted to let you know that the mission of BOMA Nevada is our organization promotes the professional growth and success of its members and their customers in the commercial real estate industry by creating and fostering an environment of excellence through partnership, advocacy, and education. I would like to thank our platinum sponsor today, Cox Business. Thank you again for your support this year and appreciate your partnership. And also to our website sponsor, Community Vision. Appreciate your support this year also. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Owen Calvin, and he is going to be our announcer for our committees this month.
Thanks, Tina. Appreciate you. First off, the committees are always looking for help, so if you're interested, please be sure to reach out. Secondly, regarding membership, the committee is accepting principals for membership. Membership is now prorated and offered at a discounted rate. So principals out there considering membership should definitely check that out. Second, in regards to our golf event, it is happening Thursday, October 29th at Sienna Golf Club. As of now, simply save the date and stay tuned for more details. Next, regarding the 2020 Toby Awards Gala, it is scheduled for Saturday, January 30th, 2021 at the JW Marriott. Chris McGarry from Berkshire Hathaway Nevada Properties and the McGarry Group will be honored at the event for our 2020 BOMA Nevada Leadership Award. Our theme, which has just been chosen, will be Together. And remember, the committee is now accepting entries, and those entry fees will be waived. So that's some exciting news there. As far as the Education Committee, they are working very hard and wanted to let you know about a new CMCP exam prep made easy course through BOMA.org. This course satisfies the 30-hour requirement and helps prepare you for the exam. It's all in one step with one course for a special price of $445. There's also 3 upcoming classes. In August, we have budgeting and accounting. That's happening August 12th through the 14th. Law and risk management, September 16th through the 18th. Ethics is good business on November the 17th. Courses will be offered both in person at 3800 Howard Hughes Parkway or virtually as necessary. So we're flexible on what needs to happen to have those courses. The price is $700 for BOMA Nevada members or $800 for non-members. For more information, you can visit bomanevada.org. And that is all I have. So now I'm going to turn it over to Dave Ray, who's going to introduce our speaker. Thank you.
Thanks, Owen. It's my pleasure today to introduce Brian Yost, who is the Chief Operating Officer of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. The Lvcva is the destination marketing organization for Las Vegas and Southern Nevada, and its mission centers on creating the world's most desirable destination for leisure and business travel. The Lvcva also owns and operates the Las Vegas Convention Center, which we're going to have a presentation on today. In his role, Mr. Yost is responsible for providing leadership and strategy to create exceptional customer experiences at the Lvcva, as well as providing oversight to all facility operations and any facility expansion and renovations at the Convention Center. Prior to joining the Lvcva in 2018, Mr. Yost was the owner and founder of Meliora Consulting, a full-service consultancy firm focused in the hospitality industry. His past experience, he served as the president of amphitheaters and on-site productions for Live Nation Entertainment. He also previously served as the vice president of development for Harrah's Entertainment, and he's held senior leadership roles with Marriott International, the Disney Company, and Universal Studios. A native of Pittsburgh, Mr. Yost graduated from Dickinson College and has a bachelor's degree in political science. In addition to his work in the industry, Mr. Yost also serves on the board of directors for the Children of Restaurant Employees, a national 501c3 charity that provides support for children faced with life-altering conditions. We recently had the opportunity to work with Mr. Yost on a sustainability inventory for the convention center, and I can tell you this is going to be a fantastic presentation. Brian, please take it away.
Thank you. There we go. Thanks very much, Dave. I appreciate that. Let me bring my screen up. Okay. Hopefully you all see that. Tina and the team at BOMA, thank you so very much for the opportunity to chat with you today. We've got a lot of exciting things going on, and I'm going to take a couple of minutes to bring you up to speed on the destination as well as on some things here at the Lvcva and the Convention Center. I'm going to start, though, with a video because a picture tells 1,000 words.
In Las Vegas, there's something more important than the shows and the neon. And there's something bigger than our hotels and our bravado. That something is you and your safety. That is everything. That is the only thing. We know you can't travel right now or even be around others. We just want you to know that when it's time, we'll be ready and better than ever. Because there is no bigger star in this town than you. Only you.
Well, you hear it from us all the time. What happens here only happens here. It can't happen here without our visitors, though. And they are clearly the most important part of the experience and the energy that Las Vegas has. That ad was created to recognize the fact that our visitors can't travel during COVID-19. That simple, heartfelt message shows the strong and personal relationship we have with our visitors, that we put our guests first above all else. As a destination, we wanted to stay top of mind, and we want future visitors to know that we respect social distancing and what was happening in the world. So we created that ad to let fans of Las Vegas know that when they return, we'll be ready for them, and we're anxious to have them back. I'm going to show you another ad. It's important for us to show Las Vegas uniting as a destination. This ad, entitled The Call, was created and released to coincide with National Travel and Tourism Week, which was earlier this month. And it showcases several of our hospitality industry employees eager to welcome our visitors back when the time is right.
Welcome to Las Vegas.
Right now, we're getting everything ready.
For you and your peace of mind.
So things might be a little difficult.
But we'll do everything we can to make sure you have
The excitement and service you've always had here.
But most of all,
We can't wait to see you again.
I think it's important before we talk about what's happening in the destination, give you a little bit of a taste of who the Lvcva is and how we came to be and what we do. So our primary mission is we are charged with marketing Southern Nevada as a tourism and convention destination. We do that worldwide. We also own and operate the Las Vegas Convention Center, which you see here from the early 1950s. We were in 1955, the state legislature agreed to finance what we were called the Clark County Fair and Recreation Board, later becoming the Lvcva as we're known now. And that creation was done with funds acquired from a room tax levied on hotels, and as very much continues to be the case today. That revenue allowed the Las Vegas Convention Center to be constructed, as you see here, in our infancy. And we operate without any tax assessments on Clark County residents. It also allows us to do a very extensive global destination marketing plan. The room tax is still our primary funding source for the Lvcva. And we officially opened the building that you see on the screen in April of 1959. We had a 20,000 square foot rotunda, 18 meeting rooms, and 90,000 square foot exhibit hall. A lot's changed since then. Convention Center's grown to a total of 3.2 million square feet, with an additional 1.4 million square feet under construction as we speak. The rest of the destination, as you well know, has grown as well. Las Vegas now has nearly 150,000 hotel rooms, more than 11 million square feet of meeting and convention space citywide. But with all of that growth, our mission continues to center around attracting visitors by promoting Las Vegas as the world's most desirable destination for leisure and business travel. We are fortunate to have resort partners around Las Vegas who continue to grow, who continue to invent, who continue to reinvent, to provide us with great content to continue to allure visitors from around the world to our destination. Several convention center projects have been completed recently, including the expansions at Wynn and the MGM Grand, and also the new Caesars Entertainment Facility, and we're going to show you some pictures of those in a second. Here, however, you see some of the exciting other things that are happening around the destination. And we're going to start with the Msg Sphere. The Msg Sphere Las Vegas will be a multi-sensory, sphere-shaped music and entertainment arena just near the Palazzo Sands complex, very close to the Strip, and as you see in this rendering. It's a partnership by the Madison Square Garden Company and Las Vegas Sands, and it will host a 17,500-seat auditorium. Still working through the opening date, but when it does open, it will be an incredible add to our destination. You've all seen Allegion Stadium. The $2 billion Allegion Stadium project is on schedule for completion late this summer. It'll host a 65,000-seat state-of-the-art domed stadium, home to the NFL Raiders, as well as UNLV football and special events, including Las Vegas Bowl and the 20 and 21 Pac-12 football championships. Resorts World. Construction at Resorts World is moving along steadily. Opening is expected in fall of 21. It's a $4.3 billion project that'll include 3,500 guest rooms and suites. Resort World's convention space is expected to include 350,000 square feet of flexible meeting and banquet space, as well as 50 meeting rooms and 6 configurable ballrooms. Downtown, the Circa Resort and Casino construction is moving very steadily, including the recent topping offs of its hotel tower and its high-tech parking hub, Garage Mahal. Other major construction developments to take place in 2020 at the Circa include the arrival of the iconic neon kicking cowgirl, Vegas Vicky, who will be placed in Circa's lobby, the installation of the world's largest sportsbook screen, and the filling of Circa's rooftop pool amphitheater. Circa's official opening date will be shared in the coming weeks. Reservation availability will follow shortly after that. Oops. Go back because I don't want to lose these great pictures of Wynn Las Vegas, where they've developed a state-of-the-art luxury meeting and convention development that includes 400,000 square feet of complex overlooking Wynn's newly reimagined golf course. At Caesars Forum is a $375 million, 550,000 square foot conference center that will accommodate more than 10,000 attendees. And finally, at the MGM Grand Conference Center, this $130 million, 250,000 square foot expansion seamlessly connects to the existing space on all 3 levels for a combined total of 850,000 square feet of meeting space at MGM Grand. Stay Well Meetings, the industry's first ever wellness meetings experience, which launched at MGM in 2014, expanded its footprint by 22,000 square feet as well, now totaling over 40,000 square feet and encompassing the conference center's entire second floor of both the new and the existing space in the MGM Grand Conference Center. Here's what's happening at the convention center, though. We've got the Las Vegas Convention Center expansion and the convention center loop, and we're going to talk about both of those for a second. But they're particularly exciting, both because of what they mean to our campus and because of what they mean to our destination. The convention center's $980 million West Hall expansion, which you see to the left of the photo here, in the photo, will add 1.4 million square feet of space to our already existing 3.2 million square feet in the legacy facility. The West Hall also features a striking outdoor plaza and a magnificent atrium that you see under that snow cone shaped entry portal. The hall will include 600,000 square feet of leasable exhibit space, which, if you're counting, would probably accommodate about 333 volleyball courts. There are 328,000 square feet of space in this new exhibit hall that will be column-free, making it the largest column-free exhibit space in North America, another Las Vegas first. And the new facility will also include over 150,000 square feet of meeting space in several configurable rooms. As a one-off, those rooms would total 84, but they can be configured into larger, more useful spaces for many of our convention guests as well. The expansion is slated for completion in December of 20, and it will feature state-of-the-art design and technology. Design of the West Hall incorporates large digital statements, as well as more subtle wayfinding and placemaking components that will help our guests easily navigate the spaces. This new space will also allow building clients to take advantage of the tremendous marketing and advertising opportunities. As you can see, the facade of the building provides a great opportunity for meeting and expo-related marketing and advertising banners, as well as under that amazing entry statement, the snow cone that you see here. A few fun facts about the West Hall expansion. There are 60,000 miles of wire that are going into the building. 56 miles of rebar are adding to the structural integrity of the building. There are 17,000 tons of steel in the facility. And to put that into perspective, that's about 110 full-grown adult blue whales, or about 5,600 full-grown elephants. The other thing we're very excited about is our loop. So we worked with Elon Musk's Boring Company to create this innovative underground transportation system that's currently under construction beneath our campus. We just finished construction on the second of 2 parallel vehicular tunnels that will make up that underground transportation system between our South Hall, seen here on the far southeast end of our campus, and our brand new West Hall, opening on the far west end of our campus. And we are very pleased that we just recently finished completion of that second tunnel. That was the tunnel boring machine that you saw breaking through at the completion of the second tunnel near our soon-to-be new West Hall. A little bit about the system. There will be 3 passenger stations bridging across our campus. On the top of this slide, you see the above-ground passenger station that will be beside our South Hall on the existing campus. Cars will emerge from the tunnel, the 2 twin tunnels, and each will go to a separate destination on our campus. They'll be labeled as such. Passengers will enter the cars, and about 1 minute and 30 seconds, they can be on the other end of the campus at the new West Hall. And you see the station for the West Hall in the photo on the bottom half of the screen. The West Hall still under construction. The station above ground, now under construction. Below ground, as you just saw in the last video, the tunnel complete. It's an incredible, imaginative way to get people across our campus. And here's how it was done. So you can see some of the vision here. The tunnel boring machine is an exceptionally large 13-foot diameter tunnel boring machine that went about 47 feet underground across our existing buildings, or beneath our existing buildings, beneath roadways, and then surfaced at the other end at the West Hall. The segments on the right-hand side show the approximately foot in depth tunnel segments before they're put into place. In the center of the screen, you see what the tunnel looks like in its current state. This was from the completion of the second tunnel. The railroad tracks you see there are what the boring machine and the subsequent dirt removal cars use to get back and forth. When you see the tunnel in full use, it will be a paved passenger car tunnel. This slide shows our number 2 station, or our middle station. It's out in front of what is our current central hall. Guests will enter the station by the elevators or escalators you see located under the canopy in the top photo. And then once they descend into the station, the subterranean station will have multiple parking spots, each labeled to go to one end of the campus or the other. This is the first commercial endeavor for Elon Musk's boring company. It's a $52.5 million project, and it'll allow convention attendees to be whisked across the 200-acre campus in under 2 minutes, free of charge, in all-electric, as you might imagine, Tesla vehicles. This map shows the location of the 3 passenger terminals on our campus. It's, again, about a $52.5 million project. It will revolutionize the way people use our campus. And we're also excited because it could one day revolutionize the way people visit Las Vegas. The boring company has extensive plans and is in discussions now with many of the properties on the resort corridor to potentially join the resort corridor in their underground endeavor. As you can see on the left, they've identified a potential path for the underground tunnels that would lead both to the east, to McCarran, to the west, to Allegion Stadium, and all the way to the north to the Fremont Street Experience and the downtown Las Vegas hotels. We're very excited about what it means for the destination. We're very excited about what it means for convention visitors, for our campus, and we believe this is the future of transportation in the destination. It wouldn't be a discussion with Dave on the phone or on the screen if we didn't talk about our efforts in sustainability. And the Lvcva is committed to minimizing waste and conserving natural resources, and has launched a significant sustainability program along with the rest of the destination. And it's important to note, we partner with our resort corridor partners in this effort in very meaningful ways, and many have done a great job. When you think about MGM, their program is called Focused on What Matters, Embracing Humanity and Protecting the Planet. They've invested nearly $50 million in energy optimization. They've seen significant results in food repurposing between their composting efforts and their relationship with the 3 Square folks. At Caesars, their program is called People, Planet, and Play. And through their efforts, they've achieved a 49% waste diversion, as well as reduced absolute water usage by 10% over 2008, which was their base year. And at the Wynn, they've got the Gold Leaf Sustainability Program, where 75% of their peak power needs are supplied by renewable energy sources generated by their solar facility. Sands has their Eco 360 strategy, and through that, they've achieved significant reductions in absolute water usage, energy consumption, and carbon footprint. Here at the Lvcva, we are increasing our waste diversion rate from 42% in calendar year 2018 to nearly 74% at the end of calendar year 2019. We also made significant enhancements in irrigation and landscaping, which has resulted in a savings of 1.9 million gallons of water so far this fiscal year. And we've engaged operational changes to our HVAC systems that have shaved 9% off our peak energy demand during CES, which is our largest event of the year. We are actively pursuing a solar installation on the roof of the new building that you saw in one of the earlier renderings, and we expect that facility will be able to generate a significant portion of the power used in the new building. We've also been working very hard toward keeping our facility clean and fighting the COVID-19 spread. We are working with an organization called GBAC, which is a global biohazard accreditation agency that has created something called the STAR Accreditation. And the Biorisk Advisory Council has introduced this new program that focuses on cleaning, disinfecting, and infectious disease prevention, and we are very proud to be one of the initial adopters of this accreditation program. It is our industry's really only response to outbreak prevention, response, and recovery accreditation so far. There are significant requirements that have been established to assist facilities with work practices, protocols, procedures, and systems to control risks and to mitigate infectious agents like the virus responsible for COVID-19. To achieve GBAC STAR accreditation, facilities must demonstrate compliance with the program's 20 elements, which range from standard operating procedures and risk assessment strategies to personal protective equipment and emergency preparedness and response measures. We're delighted to be one of the first convention centers in the country to sign on to the GBAC STAR program, and we're looking forward to creating even safer, more guest-friendly facilities as a result. I'm going to leave with another ad, and this is about Las Vegas in the future. This is our new ad, Reimagined, and it deviates slightly from previous Las Vegas ads in terms of tone and messaging. while still ringing true to the brand's authenticity. This ad is an extension of the new "What Happens Here Only Happens Here" campaign, and it depicts various strip imagery and outdoor recreation, but reimagined. It reinforces that the Las Vegas experience, even though it's different than it has been, will still be fun and exciting. The Vegas experience is pliable, becomes what you make it. Vegas is a backdrop for what you bring to it. Even with everything that's going on, Las Vegas still offers what the destination has always offered: the freedom to do and to be what you can't or don't want to be at home.
The world has changed, and Vegas is changing with it. So yes, things will be a little different when we open again, at least for a while. A new Vegas for the new reality. We're working to make it more intimate, with more space, and the excitement you've come to expect. So if you ever imagined a Vegas that was just for you, it's only here. And when it's ready, you'll be the first to know.
That said, Dave, I'll hand it back to you. Happy to answer any questions that there might be.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. That was a great presentation, and we really appreciate the history lesson. I think that sometimes our people in town and out of town don't really understand how cohesive the Strip and the Lvcva are, and the main goal is to bring people here. So I think that presentation was fantastic. Now, the first question that we've got is, having received so many awards and so much recognition in the past for running these magnificent conventions, what was the overall goal when designing the Lvcva expansion?
There was an awful lot of research that went into the expansion project with our customers, with professional meeting planners, and also from feedback that we had received over the years through the existing facility. We heard about usability. We heard about the ability to, in a very easy manner, understand where you are and where you're going. And to that end, the layout of the facility is very intuitive. We heard a lot about technology and the incorporation of technology in the experience, in placemaking, in wayfinding. And so to that end, have layered in and incorporated quite a bit of digital signage. There will be digital mapping, and it will be very intuitive to find your place from point A to point B. And then there were all the components that we hear from meeting planners, both professional and association or non-professional meeting planners, about things like access to power or access to water or signage, or the kinds of things that many meeting attendees take for granted, but that are kind of the behind the screens thing that make meetings go off without a hitch, meetings and conventions. And so we worked effortlessly to bring those things to the forefront to create a seamless meeting planner and attendee experience.
Fantastic. Thanks, Brian. You mentioned a lot about the Strip and the sustainability programs that the Strip's been involved with. I know firsthand that the Convention Center's been doing a lot for sustainability, but like all of Clark County, it's kind of been a little bit of a secret in the past. Currently, for the expansion, you guys are pursuing both LEED Gold certification as well as Green Globe's 3 Globe certification. This is going to be the first facility to ever receive dual certification. Why was that important for the Convention Center?
It's incredibly important for all the reasons you might imagine. It's the right thing to do for the environment as we stare down the barrel of diminishing resources. But it's increasingly important to the people who use our facilities. Across all age groups, across all kinds of events, our folks, the folks who use our facilities, are very focused on what we're doing as our part in greening the convention experience. We hear it loud and clear on an ongoing basis from meeting planners. We hear it from attendees. So to that end, it's the way of the future. I'm delighted that we have this new facility that we're able to get out ahead of it. It's personally important to me, has been for many, many years. My objective is to try to leave things better than they were for me, and this is a big part of it.
Yeah, that's great, Brian. And I know that you leading the team and with the talented individuals that you guys have in facilities, engineering, customer service across the board, it's going to be amazing to see those plaque ceremonies and the recognition that you get. Now, this whole tunnel thing has been very captivating across the city and across the country. How exactly did the discussion with Tesla start?
We were looking for a means to move people across our roughly 1.5 mile campus corner to corner in a way that was both environmentally sensible and sensitive and provided a means of comfort for folks. It gets pretty warm here, as you all know. So we launched an RFP. We spoke with all the kind of traditional modes of multi-passenger transportation you might think of, whether elevated railways, whether road-based alternatives. We had somebody present a gondola system that would move people through the sky. But this resonated with us on a couple of fronts. Number one is it was the least intrusive, particularly to the skyline. Number two is it was unique and something different. This technology has not been engaged commercially, at least not through the Boring Company. Anywhere else, we will be the first to have this level of underground system. I mean, tunnels have been around for years and aqueducts and things like that, but this will be the first time that such an extensive system will exist. It's also relatively cost effective. And we were really excited to partner with Elon Musk and the Boring Company because they are such visionaries. We believed that the combination of their vision and our unique destination would create the opportunity to do something that hasn't been done anywhere else. And as we look at the potential expansion of the system beyond our campus, that's ringing true pretty quickly.
Absolutely, absolutely, Ryan. So kind of steering the conversation in a little bit different direction, what has it been like being one of the leaders of the Lvcva during this COVID-19 crisis? And how did the previous experience that you have prepare you for this?
I don't know that anything can prepare any of us for the level of impact that the world has seen. Never mind our business for a second, but the way lives have been affected across the world, whether it's living through or worse, sadly, being affected by this horrible pandemic. But it also is critically important to, it's kind of leadership 101. It's about painting the picture for the future. It's doing everything you can to protect what you have, people, places, and then planning for the future. And it's been an outstanding effort on a lot of folks' parts on how to get to the future. How do we do our best to prevent the spread? How do we do our best to understand what mitigates the virus and how we can address it to provide the safest facilities possible? I, in my career, have never had to deal with this kind of thing. I've dealt with over 35 years in the hospitality and event business, dealt with pretty much every eventuality you can imagine. This was a first in terms of its breadth and its impact. I'm confident that we are going to emerge better. I'm confident that we are going to emerge in a way that provides the safest possible facilities, not just at the Lvcva, but across the destination. As I talk to counterparts up and down the strip and around the destination, they are working very hard to incorporate measures that will mitigate and hopefully eliminate the spread of the virus on their properties, allowing them to turn their attention to both building people's willingness to come back, and providing those world-class experiences that the destination's known for.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. So currently, what is the specific communication plan with event planners? You know, I know that you're keeping the facility clean and safe. I know that you're preparing things. Probably a lot of events have been canceled, postponed. You know, right now, what are your goals to get them to, you know, reschedule, and what does that look like with all of the uncertainty right now?
We are working very hard with the folks who have had shows scheduled, as well as those who are just contemplating booking shows, to help them to understand what we're doing in the fight of the spread of the virus. We are also doing our best juggling in terms of spaces and making sure we can make space for everyone that wants to be here. But most importantly, we're keeping our finger on the pulse of what's happening outside this building in terms of mitigation of the risk, in terms of the societal willingness to go back to some level of normalcy. There is no question that when we again open our doors, right now, tentatively scheduled shows in September timeframe, we will be ready. We will be safe, but we will still have to overcome the fears that have gone with this pandemic, and we're aware of that. We know we will see drops in meeting attendees numbers. We know we will see increased prevention mechanisms and methods, whether that's in the allocation of spaces or the allocation of the number of people in spaces, or whether it's just in how people are reacting in those spaces. We will be a good partner with each and every group that comes through our doors, making sure that whatever makes them feel safe, we can help facilitate.
And you mentioned some shows that are kind of still targeting September. What does the calendar look like right now?
We had probably one of our best September, October, November seasons planned in a long time. And it's still looking good, tentatively good. We've seen some August shows that have looked to back up into September and October, and we're working our best to try to accommodate those scheduling changes. What we think is, and again, this is all subject to, you know, gosh forbid, additional outbreaks or additional impact of this thing. But what we seem to think is we will have a good slate of shows coming back in September. We may see decreases in attendance. We expect to see decreases in attendance. The question is by what degree? And that's simply a matter of people's willingness to run the risk. We're going to do everything we can to mitigate the risk. The event organizers are doing everything that they can in terms of space utilization and prophylactic measures to mitigate the risk. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to each and every meeting attendee or convention attendee feeling safe and comfortable.
Well, and I know that, you know, you're going to have a huge facility, and you also touched upon power sources and some of the exterior. What do you envision for the overall industry in the future? I mean, has there been kind of some discussions about what it potentially may look like?
There is still, as we stand here today in our video conference format, this is going to sound a little odd, but there is still nothing that beats the face-to-face, hands-on convention and meetings experience. The networking, the physical presence is very difficult to replicate through these silly little boxes that we're talking on today. I believe that with time will come both a recognition of how to mitigate the impact of COVID-19, as well as a resurgence in the need for people to reconnect. And that's what I'm hearing from colleagues across the country. That's what I'm hearing from certainly the folks we work with here in town. And the question is really one of when the level of confidence will be back and when people will feel comfortable enough to resume those activities. And that is the million-dollar question, if you will.
Absolutely, absolutely. So other than COVID-19 related issues and preparation and planning, what other kind of projects is going on at the LVCA? You know, what else are you guys working on right now?
Oh, gosh. Well, I guess the one upside of all this is we've got some time for planning and we've got some time to work on things. Clearly, reestablishing the confidence in the destination is of critical import to us. Everything that we can do to help our property partners, our destination properties to do that, partners to do that, we are trying our darndest to do. We are very focused on what the next several years of meetings and conventions look like here in the destination and in our facilities, and whether that's in reference to technological enhancements, whether that's in reference to, everything from the food and beverage experience to the attendee experience from the time they get out of the Tesla that will take them from point A to point C on our campus. There's a lot going on, and the industry continues to change, and it's our objective to keep up with and in fact, lead that change, at least for the meetings and conventions segment.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for only being alive for, 50 something years at this point, I've never seen anything like this, where it actually shuts the Strip down. You know, the Strip has been through some pretty tough times, but never actually shut down. And, I think one of the positives is with the leadership at the Lvcva, the leadership at the casinos up and down the Strip, and all of these smart people that are looking at best practices across the world. I think that we are going to come out of this and be recognized as, the city that kind of put travel, tourism, hotel, restaurant back into the world. So really looking forward to that. What are some of the new technologies that you're kind of seeing that are going to assist with making sure that we can hold these shows safely in the future?
Right now, looking at many of those new technologies, both for incorporation into our new building as well as into our existing facilities. They are technologies ranging from infection control through UVC lighting to the latest and greatest spread control for cleaning products. We are looking at how we produce events to ensure spacing of booths, spacing of attendees. We're looking at mobile applications to be able to speak to attendees, to let them know what's going on around them, how best to avoid traffic jams, things like that. We are, and obviously and notably, we're looking at the best possible ways to clean and sanitize our facilities to prevent future spread.
Absolutely. So can you tell us what the target date is? Just remind us. And then the first convention, just go into that a little bit of detail to get us excited for something coming up in the future.
Sure. So as it relates to current calendar, we've got a number of great events currently planned to come through in September, October, November, not the least of which are things like the industry-leading SEMA, the Specialty Equipment Manufacturers Association for Automobile Manufacturers, which is a huge, actually destination-wide event, but headquartered here and has a significant impact both on the economy and on the destination, because it's a fun one with some of their fun cruises and things. Out of the chute in 2021, though, we are really excited about CES 2021. It's the first time we will have the full facility open and ready for what is the largest event in the United States. We will be firing on all cylinders. Every square inch of space will be used. We'll be debuting some of the technological solutions. We'll be debuting some of the sanitation solutions across the campus, and most notably, we'll be debuting that brand new 1.4 million square foot facility, the West Hall, located on Convention Center Drive.
So I know that there was a lot of discussion about the existing building and what's going to happen with that now that we've got this new, shiny, beautiful building. When is the existing building retrofit going to happen, and when is, what's the time frame looking for that?
So we had always intended, once the bulk of the significant convention calendar finished in 2021, coming back into the existing facilities, known as our North, Central, and South Halls, and beginning a renovation to bring them to the same level as the new West Hall will be in terms of fit and finish and amenities for attendees. The current economic climate doesn't make sense to continue that time frame. However, we are still committed to coming back into the existing facilities at a date TBD. And I don't know if that's a year down the road, 2 years down the road, but ideally picking up where we left off with the brand new West Hall in terms of level of fit and finish and amenities to outfit the remaining 3.2 million square feet and bring those up to the same level of attendee experience.
Yeah, and I think that'll be amazing when that finally gets done. And definitely we understand that it's going to be a little bit of a delay. I think when you start looking at funding sources and the fact that he's traveling here, it's very well understood. Now, another thing that happened during this whole crisis, Brian, was the city was given the opportunity for having an NFL draft. And obviously, it was a virtual draft. A lot of the proponents said it was pretty good for a virtual draft, and it was really, really exciting. Where are we lined up to kind of step back and get that draft for Las Vegas?
Well, we are actively working on that. We are very fortunate. With the Raiders coming to town, we've got a great relationship with the NFL. We are working on, as we speak, working on getting the draft back in due time. And I suspect we'll see that happen here in the next couple of years. As you probably know, the NFL plans these things out several years in advance to give the host cities time to prepare the infrastructure and prepare for the event itself. But there may be an opening in a couple of years that we can jump into. And we continue to work on the relationship that we've established with the NFL to find new ways both to support the Raiders here in town, as well as to host events as only Las Vegas can going forward, and more to come.
Well, and I know that they're talking about trying to resume professional sports in some way, shape, or form. I always look at Las Vegas as the best city to do anything like that in, but I'm not always the person that has the influence in those decisions. So have you had any discussions, or have there been any discussions with the Lvcva for resuming sports in any of the professional sports leagues?
Outside of the relationship that we've established with the NFL through our work on the draft, none worth speaking of. There are some discussions taking place with some of the resort property operators and the leagues about what the future of those leagues might look like as they play in lockdown or play in this current COVID era. And those discussions are progressing nicely. I don't know. It's probably still just a little too early to tell, though.
All right. So I guess the one last question that I've got is, when we went through the sustainability inventory, I know that you guys were working really, really hard on cycling, diversion. I know that your water consumption, I know that your energy is going to definitely start being conserved a lot more in the new facility with some of the controls. Are there any other things that, during this whole process, when you kind of review of the direction going forward, some little tidbits that you kind of are starting to see other convention centers that maybe we might start to see in our convention center?
So there are a couple of thoughts that come to mind. One is the way that people come to the convention center. Our hope is that the eventual expansion of the Boring Company's project, the Loop, throughout the destination we'll begin to minimize the carbon footprint associated with all the vehicles that are coming to the convention center and actually throughout town. We're excited about what that could mean for us, getting more vehicles off the road, using the electric Tesla vehicles for transport. So that is one. As I talk to colleagues around the country, it's a very energy intensive business to put on an event. And we are all constantly looking for ways to mitigate that, whether it's through smart electric consumption, whether it's through monitoring devices. We continue to look at technology enhanced ways to get to those solutions. And I'm confident as an industry we will get there, and get there in a manner that's not just turning the lights off at the end of the night, but get there in a respectful, water conserving, energy conserving manner. As we look at our new expansion, for instance, much of, if not all of the equipment that's gone in there has been selected with an eye toward energy utilization and minimizing the footprint associated with that, whether that's from the production equipment to the lights. All of it has been selected for its mitigation impact on usage and therefore environment.
And, you know, one of the things that I want to just personally thank you for, Brian, is, you know, your commitment to the city. You know, I think a lot of times people don't realize how involved the Lvcva is to, you know, try to get the city going again, to try to make sure that when we do come back that we're safe, you know, and just having you guys there ready, you know, as well as advertising to the rest of the world that Las Vegas will be back and we will be stronger and we definitely will be better. So I know that there's a couple closing comments I think that have to be made, but I just wanted to personally thank you for taking the time today, Brian, for educating and enlightening the BOMA organization, as well as for assisting the city of Las Vegas with everything that you do.
Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
I too, Brian, want to thank you for your time today. It's been very informative. I always learn something new when we're together. My takeaway for today was you said that the column-free area was about 333 volleyball court sizes put together. That is phenomenal. So kudos. Somebody else has put online that they can't wait for us to be able to host a tunnel tour at some point. So whenever you guys have those open, let us know. We'll be happy to sign up and have a group for that too. Thank you. All right. Just because I know we're getting a little bit short on time here, I appreciate everyone attending today. Brian was a fabulous guest speaker for us today and shared some wonderful information. Dave, thank you for moderating for us. I appreciate that also. For our next upcoming luncheon, we are still more than likely going to be online, but I think it's going to be another great informative luncheon for everyone. It is going to be talking about the permit process, government entities, and construction. So we will have guest speakers from the city of Henderson, the city of Las Vegas, and also the Clark County Building and Fire Department. So that next luncheon is scheduled to be Tuesday, June 23rd at noon. If anything changes, we'll let you know. But right now, just kind of plan for it to be online and looking forward to you there, seeing you there. Quick updates here. So we talked a lot about COVID resources, and we've done that a couple of different times. I just want to remind everyone, we've kind of retweaked on our website so that you can find that information easier. There's a COVID button on the landing page towards the middle, and also at the top banner, you'll see it's highlighted right here where it says COVID-19. That is a great place to get information for updates to local and national resources for us. It is continual updated with information for you to be able to get anything that you need, as well as the property manager best practices forum is on there. And we've had a few questions and tried to turn them around as quick as we can, but if you've got any more, we'll be happy to kind of assist you there. let's see here. If you heard, I know I heard something interesting today, so I just want to remind you to post it on social media. We are now on all 3 channels. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and now LinkedIn. And if you see something, tag us at hashtag Boma Nevada or hashtag I am Boma Nevada or hashtag commercial PM. So look forward to just seeing you guys post and give us a shout out there. I am going to do one last thing before I close out that we didn't add in there. Oh, you did get it. Thank you, Tara. Call to Action Flag Day. Boma Nevada has asked us as a organization to join in support with other Boma organizations across the country to show our patriotic spirit. And they're wanting us to show that by lighting our buildings in patriotic colors in red, white, and blue on June 14th as a show of unity and a respect for all the lives that have been lost that have worked to assist our country as they're fighting the pandemic right now. So please think about doing that if you have any way to light up your building in a patriotic way, and then be sure to post as part of our joining nationally with BOMA organization and other chapters across the country. And I'm going to say with that, you'll see today that there is a survey as you're checking out. If you have any feedback for us, we're happy to always hear it. We're taking those suggestions as best as we can and just looking for new ideas. If anybody has missed the presentation, please be sure to let them know that this will be online and posted on our website shortly. It takes a couple of days for us to download it, but as soon as we can get it downloaded and then posted online, you should be able to see it hopefully by the end of the week. And with that, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate your time. I know it's hard to sit here sometimes through a couple of different virtual meetings on a regular basis, but we never take for granted that you're spending your precious time with us, and we want to make sure that it's well worth your time to join us. So with that, I thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again in June.